Hello! Welcome! Oh my god, my nose is disappearing already. It's the Nier stream! Hooray! I'm Kat, your usual streamer. I have my wonderful, illustrious guests, Ryan and Jen.
Hi, I'm Berserk. I guess.
You're Berserk. Hello! Sorry, my first picture is of Berserk because that's where we're starting. God damn it, my forehead keeps disappearing. Oh well. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about some Nier shit. We are gonna talk about as much as we can. Hello, chat. Hello, Bart's. Hello, Sophia. Hello, Twilight Galaxia. Yeah. We probably can't get through like every single thing that's ever happened in Nier, but we're gonna try. So, yeah.
Who says we can't?
We'll do our best. But yeah, so starting off here. No, you must keep talking. Okay. I'll listen to you, Six. You're the boss.
Hey, Six.
But yeah, I wanted to, oh my god, sorry. Let me just, that's quitting talk right there. That's true. You're right, Larry. Thank you. Hold on one sec. Let me change my forehead. It's really annoying me. It's like disappearing. Oh god, the green screen. Okay, that's a little better, but it's kind of, oh god. Anything I do, it just takes my forehead away. Okay, whatever.
Chat, please tell us that our audio is good.
Yeah, how's our audio? Is it all right?
But don't tell us that it's bad, because then we'd have to fix it.
True.
Yeah, hopefully everyone's coming through okay.
I think it is. I see my levels bopping around, so I think we're good.
Okay.
What say you, chat? Anyone? Six says
too
you're
close to the mic.
too close. Okay.
All right. Well, how is this? I can stand.
I think that's better.
I can lean back here, and I'll be good. This is probably the natural.
Yeah, I think that sounds fine.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Bart says, I think it's pretty good. I can hear everybody. Okay, cool. This is better, says Six.
Right.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So we're going to start with just like the origins of, you know, why our hero Yoko Taro made Nier. And rest in peace, Miura, but we would not have Nier without the illustrious Berserk. And I have not read Berserk, so I can't really speak much on the themes of it. Have either of you read Berserk?
I've read 2 pages.
Okay, so yeah, so we don't have that much of a reference for Berserk, but if anyone in the our hero, our anti-hero, Yoko Taro. But I just thought that was a good point of reference to just like have that, you know, Berserk is a big deal, and I feel like he kind of bounced around with Berserk when he was creating Drakenga especially. So sorry, my cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone wants.
I haven't read much Berserk either, but yeah, it's looking at the various screenshots over the years people have shared from that book and anime, and I also played like 5 or 10 minutes of the GameCube video game, like at a convention, so you definitely get the sense that there's a bit of that same grim, dark, medieval fantasy energy running through both of them.
Right. All right, Jen's too quiet. Let me try to turn Jen up.
Okay. Let me see if I can get
I can
closer
turn
to
oh, you're down on my levels. That might be the issue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had you turned down a little bit. There we go. Is that better, Six?
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello. Testing.
I think that's a little better.
Okay.
For me, personally. But we'll see. But yeah. Okay, Six says better. Good. But yeah. Berserk, classic. You know, you gotta have that dark undercurrent that kind of cuts through Nier. So I feel like that's really important to mention, at least. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on this, though, because... Yeah, also, Evangelion, like, we'll talk about it later, like, he literally uses angels, like, in the lore. Like, he pretty much takes it. Oh, thank you, Anonymous Cheerer. I appreciate that. Thank you for the bits. But, yeah, so, Evangelion Also important. Everyone knows Evangelion, but do we need to spend that much time on it? I don't really think so.
Nope.
Yeah. And then finally, I wanted to just mention Madoka Magica, and I don't want to like go too deep into like why this is on here because Jen said that she wants to watch it. But people who have watched Madoka Magica, there are certain themes that come up in Madoka Magica that, especially in Drakengard 3, that come up a lot. So yeah, that's all I'll say about that. Have you seen either of you seen Madoka Magica? No?
Just a few episodes. I haven't gone too.
Yeah, I think 6 is still waiting for the opportune time to spring that show on me.
Right. Once you watch it, like I feel like it fits perfectly with Drakengard 3 to me. It's like the edgier older sister of Madoka Magica. Rose Levy, oh no, can confirm, I am. Okay, let's move on to the actual Nier. Okay. How do I clear this? Is there a way I can just clear it? Can I just go new?
Shirtless
No.
floating babies?
How do I just delete all this? Can I? Nope.
There should be like an undo button.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. Alright, so let's go to the next part, which is the Evangelion first of all, which is the Watchers. Watchers/angels. There's lots of things that are like that cross over. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. What do y'all know about Watchers and Angels? Where should we start here?
Okay, so in Drakengard 1, right? Everybody's talking about the Watchers. Nobody fucking tells you what they are.
Yeah, they're
in
just
that game.
they're just the
But
Watchers.
there's a cult in Drakengard that want to bring about the Watchers, and they leave like a trail of blood that is a poem about the Watchers. And the game reads it to you multiple times. I have it pulled up.
Speak not the
It is.
Watchers.
Speak not the Watchers, draw not the Watchers, write not the Watchers, sculpt not the Watchers, sing not the Watchers, call not the Watchers' name. Fuck does that even mean? I don't know, but people...
Just don't do it.
Yeah, and by writing that poem, aren't they like breaking their own rules in that regard?
Kinda, yeah.
Also, I think in the Japanese it's also in English, which is interesting.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, 6 says seems like they're
yeah.
breaking a lot of their own rules. Yeah, pretty much. But so the Watchers are directly under Kami, aka God. So like the Watchers work for God, right?
Sorry.
Right? So we're starting.
When you said Kami, I went somewhere else, and I wasn't looking at the doc. That's my bad.
Rose Levy says, "I'm getting worried about the number of times Watchers is being said. We're going down. We're fucked."
You don't watch Drakengard. They say it all the time.
The guy who makes the Dragon Balls? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Kami.
So what I think the Watchers are, the way it is talked about in Drakengard 1 is just like spawns of the devil or something, right?
Yeah. Mostly
That's how they're talked
Drakengard.
about in the first game.
They're mostly Drakengard. What else? They're giant babies. Those are some Watchers.
They appear as giant babies.
Oh yeah, and then there was that big Prego person that explodes. Who's also a Watcher.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically like they're the ones who make sure that
I found a screenshot from Drakengard 2. I'll pull it out when Drakengard 2 comes up.
yeah,
Okay.
so that's I don't like they make the will of God happen, I think is the vibe.
God, question mark?
God question mark? We're gonna talk about God soon. Let's see.
Because, yeah.
No, go ahead.
Because what happened is this cult wins no matter what. So
Yeah, that makes
just
sense.
babies spawning.
Sorry, way someone played. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, thank you, Rose. That was good. Yeah. Oh, sorry. So they're watchers, also called angels in the Japanese. They're servants of God that want to destroy humanity. That's basically their main thing. So they're bad. Their primary goal is the breaking of the seals, which we will talk about later. Anything? Is there any other info we need on the Watchers?
You pretty much got it.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, they're kind of boring. This is also a Watcher from the end of Route E of Drakengard. I believe? Yeah. So I just got here and I'm already lost. Don't worry, just roll with it. Honestly, what
Watcher's bad.
Yeah, Watcher's bad. Bart said
possess a kid.
Yeah. Bart says, honestly, what good has humanity ever done for God? I mean, yeah, true. So yeah, those are the Watchers. Then we got
that image you have right there is the beginning of the Nier timeline.
The last one? This one? Yes. This is the inciting event of Nier right here, is this image above. We will talk about that when we talk more about Drakengard. This is just general terminology. Sorry, I should have said that before. I'm doing general terminology first, then we're going to Drakengard, and then we're just gonna go down the line. So this is just general.
Right. Let's just all right.
Yeah.
Let's just blow through.
Yeah, we're just blowing through it. So we got God, Kami. They're the ones who want humanity to end. This picture's really small, so I put like Amaterasu here. So it's just like general, like nebulous, like in Japanese, Kami is like a multiple thing too. So it's like it's not just one god. It's like it's nebulous, like bunch of gods or whatever. And there's not much information about the gods. Do you guys know anything? There's not much.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, there's not much really there. Next terminology, red eye disease. That's important for a lot.
It's very important.
Yeah, it's a very important thing. You don't really need to know much about it other than it's a red eye disease.
It happens in Drakengard. It happens in Automata. It's an infection thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, when someone's eyes go red, it basically is them going sicko mode.
Yeah, I was gonna say Joker mode. So red eye disease is Joker mode. 6 says it's just conjunctivitis. That's true. Yeah, so that's red eye disease. We don't spend too much time on it because we're gonna go through this again. So.
Yeah, it is somewhat connected to the Watchers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. See, red eye disease. Here's Mana, one of the Watchers. Here's another red eye disease. Okay, so Gestalt. I'm gonna briefly go over this. Just take one. If you remember one thing from this, there are absolutely almost zero humans in the Nier universe. Except for in Drakengard, no other game has a human in it. Dad Nier, regular Nier, Kaine, they're not human. They are Gestalts. They are not...
Okay. Except for the very beginning of Nier.
Yes.
Where you're playing as the original Nier.
Gestalts
human.
Are the vessels that are left over when someone separates the soul from the human body. So basically, when you have the Gestalt project, which we will go into, Emil is special. We'll get to Emil. So Gestalts technically have no soul, but it's been so long since their soul has been taken from their body that they have regained a new soul, which is also important when we get to the... Oh my god, I'm going full tinfoil hat, but yeah.
So, no. Replicant. So there's a Nier replicant. Replicant refers to the new personalities for the vessel, basically.
Yeah, correct. so like we'll talk about this more, but like that's like the main conflict is in Nier is the Gestalts
Yes,
and replicants.
Yes.
Is Nier
Yes.
just edgelord Kingdom Hearts? 100%.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, they get into conversations about what it means to maybe be a vessel or a human.
Right. So you could just. I was just gonna say you can just think of Gestalt as shades. They're like the same thing.
And then I just want to paraphrase Jackson from Abnormal Mapping. We were talking about Nier lore in the DMs, and they said that Nier is like if in Kingdom Hearts 2, Roxas if Sora shot Roxas in the head.
Yes!
And that's pretty much what Nier is.
It is though. It so is, and I love this shit, but it is not like I am not ignorant to that. It's deeply stupid. So Gestalt are the shades basically. There's a shade. Humans. Yona is a human in the very beginning of the game. Emil is a human at the very beginning of the game. But there's not many. Oh yeah, Kaim. Kaim is a human.
I am Kaim.
I am Kaim. That's the best image ever. Okay, for reference, the whole game of Drakengard goes down. There's this super intense scene, and this is what he fucking says. It's like the climax of the game, and Kaim says this. I am Kaim.
We'll get to it. We gotta get through these terms.
Yeah. Okay, so we got machines. They're robots that are made.
You fucking know what it is.
Yeah, I feel they're like robots that came after the humans disappeared, and then we got androids. We'll get into that.
Yeah, the important thing to know about robots is just that a lot of them have philosopher names, and it means absolutely nothing that they have those names.
Yep. Okay, so those are just like some general terminology things to get out of the way. More androids. Okay, and now we are moving on to Drakengard 1. AKA Dragon. Let's start with the dragons. Anyone want to throw some shit in there?
Alright, so here we go. Let's get into it. So, in Drakengard 1, Kaim... Hold up. Hold on. How do I just text? So, Kaim hates dragons.
True, he hates dragons. I forgot about that.
Killed his parents. But also forms a pact bound by the rest of their lives. Why?
Wait.
I don't know. Because, so at the beginning of Drakengard, Kaim is dying. And this bloody dragon is also dying.
Yep.
And Kaim's like, yo, I need to live. You probably need to live. Let's make a pact.
Yes.
And as a result of that pact, Kaim continues to live and is aided by this dragon, but he cannot speak as a result.
Yeah.
He is mute. He has like a dumb emblem on his tongue.
Oh yeah, I think I have a picture of that somewhere. He's like, it's very good.
And yeah, those are pretty much the dragons. That's the situation going on at the beginning of Drakengard.
I think his sister was kidnapped at that point, but I don't remember. Wasn't it like his dad got killed by dragons or something? Am I making that up?
His parents got killed by dragons.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And then his sister was like in trouble at the beginning of the first Drakengard.
Okay.
It's like the first mission.
Right.
Save her.
So yeah, I don't know if the dragon. The main reason this dragon is important, is that all of the magic from Nier and Nier Automata come from this fucking dragon. All of it. So
this dragon is important because connecting it to Nier, it's like the very last ending of Drakengard, which, if we're to take the pattern of Yoko Taro games, at least the ones that I've played, the last ending is always the quote-unquote canon one.
Yep.
People say it's the joke ending, but it's not played as a joke at all in that actual game.
Yeah. It is funny, but it does play very seriously.
It's played seriously, and basically what happens is, when did Drakengard come out?
2003.
Okay, that's crazy that they put this out then. So, and 9/11 happens, but what if it was a dragon
Yep, exactly.
that comes down on Tokyo? Or it might be another city, but yeah. So a dragon. So basically, a portal opens up in the Drakengard world, and then Kaim and the dragon descend into the Nier universe, which is quote unquote the real world. And then they fight, and also a Watcher falls with them.
Yeah.
And they kill the Watcher, and then they are killed by rockets shot from helicopters. And then the sort of dust particles from the dragon caused the disease that is the beginning of Nier. The reason it is snowing at the beginning of Nier is because it's the particles from the dragon.
Yeah, aren't the particles from the angel that they kill?
No.
It's onto the... Okay.
No, it's from the dragon. This is a point of contention in the fan.
Oh my god!
But it is from the dragon itself and not the Watcher, which you would think would drop some toxic materials.
Yeah,
but no, it's from the dragon.
Yeah, that is a contention in the fandom. Some people are like,
Because-
"Oh, it's the dragon," and some people are like, "Oh, it's both. Oh, it's the queen beast, whatever."
Specifically at the end of Nier, at the end of Drakengard, the dragon turns to ash, and the ash is what sort of just like crumbles and turns into the white powder.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So
If this was Ace Combat, they would call this like Strange Reel 2 or something.
okay, let me move on to the next thing, which is here's Mikhail, but we can talk. Oh yeah, here's Kaim's silly tongue pact.
Here we go. Love it.
So basically, like, people throughout Drakengard do pacts, and it's in order to live, you have to like give up something that's really important to you. So for Kaim, it was his voice. For that horrible elf lady, it was her womb.
Ugh.
I don't even want to talk about her. What were the other ones? Time?
Yeah, like, or like aging one of them too.
So yeah, it's like you give something away.
Song.
Yeah. To basically gain eternal life. Well, I don't even know if that's eternal life, because it's just Sere to gain power, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mootsman says Verdelay sacrificed his hair. LOL. I forgot about that.
Did he?
I forgot about that.
Which one's Verdelay?
I think that's the priest guy.
Oh. Okay.
You could just
Sure.
sacrifice your hair?
I guess.
That seems like such a small price to pay if you're gonna make a pact with a fucking dragon.
Right. That's pretty much it. Packs are interesting because I think I'll talk about this later with my Galaxy Brain takes, but I think that it's like a theme throughout the other games, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Worth noting, to me at least, is that in-game this is depicted as the characters vomiting up an orb.
Yep, here's the orb.
Cheersing with it, yeah.
Oh yeah, here I got the cheers. Cheers. Oh, we'll talk. Yeah, there's my Galaxy Brain take. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so next is the Empire / Cult of the Watchers. So we talked about Cult of the Watchers a little bit already. It's basically we do God's will. You know, they fulfill God's will, which is destroy humanity. Which is, you know, just God shit. Yeah, what else is there to say? This is Mana. She's the main antagonist, I guess, in Drakengard.
Yeah.
Listen to the Watchers sing, la 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 la. I don't know. What's there to say about Mana?
Yeah, Mana's like possessed by the Watchers, kind of.
Yeah.
She has like a demon voice and the kid voice. Also worth noting about that, the composers of this game turned to The Exorcist for influence, and
Oh.
that's kind of where Mana. That's kind of where that's how you get the weird soundtrack of Drakengard, is that the composers looked at the story and went, okay, so it's The Exorcist,
Right.
because of this kid.
Let's see. What else? I'm gonna see if there's anything else on the wiki. Cult of the Watchers. I just wanted to make sure I'm not missing anything.
Yeah.
So
It's
basically,
creepier because the kid just goes la la
la la la
la
la
la
la
la.
la la la. Wait, I don't know why he's in there. I don't know why he's in here. Oh, my dog's barking at someone. Okay, well, we'll just move on from there. But basically, the Watchers want the seeds of resurrection so they can destroy the world. That's like the gist of it. They're the good.
Oh, one of the kids in your party is like her brother.
Yeah. This here he is. What's his name? I forgot his name. Sari? Yeah, Sari. Yeah. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Where is it? I am Kaim. Wait. Oh, I skipped over it. Oh, we'll just go to seals, because I already talked about Mana. Alright, so here's a seal being broken. Or, no, wait, this is Angelus becoming a seal. The seals, when they are all broken...
Oh, right.
So basically, the main plot of Drakengard is there are these seals that need to be broken. And once all the seals are broken, then the seeds of resurrection will happen, and the world will begin anew. So that's what's trying to happen, or that's what the gods are trying to make happen. And I don't remember. Oh yeah, so I don't know. How do I even explain this? Kaim's sister is a seal. And she's also a goddess. She's the final seal to the end of the world, basically. And the Cult of the Watchers and the Empire are taking her so they can break the seal and start the world over. Yeah, there we go. I did it. Yeah. I don't know. What else is there about seals? That's kind of it.
At the end of one of the endings, the dragon who hates humans sacrifices themselves to become a seal. Their arc is pretty much all like, I like humans now, like regardless of ending, pretty much.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess the seals are more just like, they're very like game mechanic-y thing, right? Like, oh, I'm going to the forest to break this seal. I'm going to the ocean to break this seal. But the most important seal is our girl Furry Eye, who is here stabbing herself in the chest.
All right. So
yeah, what do we want to say here? Huh?
Okay. All right. So content warning. So, Fury Eye dies many times in this video game for different reasons. In playthrough A, she dies because you just failed to see her or save her. In one of the endings, because her shitty boyfriend fails to save her. In like the true route, she dies because she has a huge crush on Kaim,
who is her brother.
Who is her brother. And Mana sort of like parses this information out of her when Kaim shows up to save her. And Fury Eye is like really embarrassed by this and just kills herself. Basically what happens.
Ugh.
it's something. Yeah, if you don't want to be disturbed, I wouldn't look too much into their relationship, because there's a side story where they actually get together and it's bad.
I don't believe that's real.
It is real.
That can't be canon. The whole point of her dying is because Kaim didn't know this. Like, this would be new information.
Yeah,
to
and
him.
in the game, he's like disgusted
Yeah.
by it, so it's like.
Or like he like looks away from her, and that's when she just
Yeah.
But like I don't know.
Moot says.
I don't feel like the game doesn't support that reading to me.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Mootspan says Taro was like, Fury Eye is a deconstruction of Princess's Woo, and I think that's a cop-out. Yeah, that's completely fair. Yeah, so important things to note about Fury Eye, I guess, is just like the concept of the goddess, I think, is important. Other than that, like, she's kind of whatever, like, forget her. Not a lot of things in Drakengard matter that much, except for the dragon, the seals, and kind of the goddess. Those are like the main three things. Other than that, you don't really need to know that much, frankly. Oh, and like the cult of the Watchers a little bit. Oh, Lucy, hey, can you not bark right now? Oh well. Hey, come here. Sorry, my dog is in attack mode. But yeah, so I guess, yeah, that's the last thing I have to say about that. Oh, here's Fury Eye when she goes into the Seed of Resurrection, and he puts her in there being like, oh, this'll bring her back, and she just turns into a giant fucking monster.
It's fucking sick.
It's actually kind of sick.
But like there's a million of her also.
Yeah.
So there's just a bunch of vampire versions of her. It's sick. Watch that cutscene. It's sick.
It's like Ocarina of Time, but Link fucks everything up. It kind of is like that, actually. The first Nier is like that, I think. Yeah, Mootsman, that battle in that game is freaky as fuck. The end of that game is actually, the end of Drakengard is, like, honestly cool. But I wouldn't play it.
Yeah. The story is bad.
Yeah.
In different ways, but tonally I think it works a lot.
I think it works better than Drakengard 3, which we'll talk about, but yeah. So, oh yeah, here's the seal again. And this writing is very important because it's in like every fucking game. It's called, what's it called? Goddamn. What's the language called? I think it's called Chaos Language or something.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But this language is in like every goddamn game, and in this it's the seal, which is interesting because in Nier they use this for the Black Scrawl. So like, think about that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember why I put the Empire in here. This is the Empire, but I don't remember why I put it in there. It's just more goddesses. Okay, so ending E. We'll just talk about that and then we're done with Drakengard.
Yep.
Basically, we already talked about it a little bit, but a portal to another world opens up and Angelus falls from the sky with this queen beast and it falls over Tokyo and gets shot down. Right? And
Yep.
from that comes this stuff called Maso, which we'll talk about, which is basically just magic shit that they can do stuff with. But yeah, this is the most important thing that you need from Drakengard is ending E. If anyone wants to throw more stuff in there.
Yeah. I've pretty much covered what I wanted to.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, are we going to mention anything about Drakengard 2?
I just have it in there, but not really.
I
Okay.
do.
Okay.
I want to get, if you can, show the stream an image.
Yeah, here, send it to me.
I looked up the Watcher, the Wikipedia or the fandom page for the Watcher, and this single screenshot came up under Drakengard 2. If you want to show that.
Yeah, Hold on 1 sec. Let me see if I can just throw it into the scene. I gotta add it. 1 sec.
Oh yeah, there's another weird Drakengard 2 thing I need to show you somehow.
Yeah, if you send it to me, I can throw it on the screen. 1 sec.
Okay.
I'll just throw it on my desktop. Yeah. Image. Add source. Where is it? Desktop. Sorry, 1 sec.
In hindsight, it probably would have been easier if I just sent you a link.
That's okay. Look at this giant baby.
That's the only image of a Watcher that is shown.
Really?
In this video game, yeah.
So
At least that's on the wiki.
Yeah, so the only thing I know about Drakengard 2 is that Yoko Taro was not happy with the person who was directing it. So
Yeah.
I don't really think it's canon, in my opinion.
Yeah, apparently the two of them got into such a fight that one of the weapon stories, because in these games, when you collect weapons and upgrade them, you get little weapon stories. One of them referenced both Yoko Taro and the director fighting it out.
Six says Drakengard 2 actually isn't bad. Oh wait, no, Moot says Drakengard 2 isn't actually that bad. Huh, maybe I'll check it out. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted here. I want to add... What is this picture of, Jen?
So apparently there's some sort of bizarre, high school AU that is related to Drakengard 2 in some regard. I'm not sure if it's part of... Yeah. And they turned Angelus into a human woman.
Wow.
With a dragon mouth.
Classic. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on down.
Why does he have, like, who?
He has like a
Who's
puppet.
this man? Why is he holding Stitch?
Apparently that's supposed to be Legna or something.
Oh yeah, here's Drakengard 2. Here's the picture of it. Alright, we're moving on. We're moving on to Nier. It's Nier time, baby. Yeah, I thought we'd start with Grimoire Weiss here.
Yeah.
What? I forget. What's his backstory? I know that he controls the Gestalt project, right? Or
I don't fucking
you don't
know.
remember? Okay, let me look.
So from my understanding, he was basically a part of the same text as Grimoire Noir. They were basically separated at some point, and the two of them were supposed to fuse at the right time to bring about the finale of Project Gestalt, but that didn't exactly happen because in the game, Vice rebels and ends up sticking with Nier and his friends.
So, it's important to note that Grimoire Weiss holds the sealed verses. How do you explain the sealed verses? I don't really. It's like. It's like the same thing as the seals, right? Kind of. Sealed verses. Like, did they even say what the sealed verses are?
Well, they're like your powers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, like, they're not... Like, Vice isn't the main holder of the sealed verses. Devla and Popla are, and they just lent him a portion of those powers.
Gotcha. So, it says Grimoire Noir is the cause of the Black Scrawl disease.
Yeah, also, Vice, just like Emil, used to be a human being. Apparently, he met another. I'm looking at some of the background stuff here, just reading it for the first time, and it's wild. Like, apparently, he met a girl who became another grimoire.
Yeah. Which is the Crimson one or something?
Rubrum.
Yeah. So yeah, Weiss used to be a guy, and then like Devil and Popula made him into a book, and he holds the sealed verses, which is magic, which only exists because of the dragon from Drakengard. Yeah. I guess that's all for him. I don't want to spend too much time on him. And then Grimoire Noir is the other side of that, so they go hand in hand. What are you gonna say, Ray?
I'm posting an image in the chat.
Okay.
Sentient book.
Good
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, so basically the books like control Project Gestalt. It's probably not a great way to control a project with 2 books that are flying around, but what do I know? Okay, so now we're moving on to Black Scrawl, which you can see is the same chaos language as the seals from Drakengard. And so basically the Black Scrawl is this disease that came after Angelus fell from the sky, and was the reason that they had to start the Gestalt project. What else is there? Let's see. What else is there about Black Scrawl?
It's not curable, right?
I don't think so. It is revealed that the Black Scrawl isn't actually a virus, but a malfunction of a replicant's body caused by the relapsing of their correspondent Gestalt. When the Gestalt is fully relapsed, the replicant of the Gestalt cannot be received by the replicant system again, and it can't retrieve the replicant's data from the Gestalt. Yoda's replicant will always have the Black Scrawl
that makes sense.
due to her half-relapsed Gestalt being kept in stasis. So,
Wow.
Yeah. So basically, you have the Black Scrawl because your corresponding vessel or whatever.
Oh my god!
People just keep playing That Makes Sense. I'm sorry. So basically, you get the Black Scrawl if your corresponding vessel you can't go back to or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we talk? Okay, the next thing you have is the Gestalt project.
Yeah.
And here's where things get really dumb. If you thought everything else before this was dumb, let me tell you about the Gestalt project.
Here, let me.
Luigi.
Luigi. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Luigi.
Yeah, I want to make this picture bigger.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm not really using this, so I think I'll just only do pictures.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, the thing I want to talk about with the Gestalt project. So they're taking souls away from bodies, and they're putting it in the replicants, right? So, but the thing that happens, so Nier's the first like successful instance of this happening.
Yeah.
His soul is removed from his body, and it's like chill. The soul is like sentient. It's cool. So, but the problem is, he's like the only one, and like everybody else is Gestalt just went apeshit.
Yep.
I guess, but because Nier has like weird genetics, and they just thought that because it worked with this one kid, it'll work for everybody.
Right.
And just went ahead and just
Yeah.
continued with Project Gestalt.
They're really bad at this.
The whole thing with Project Gestalt is maybe some kid had some genetic stuff that made it easier for Gestalt to work, and then they're like, all right, let's just give this to everybody else, and then, oh no.
Oh no! How could this possibly go wrong? Yeah.
So even Gestalt from the beginning is a failed project.
Yeah, it's so silly. Project Gestalt's coming up 2030. Let's go. Yeah. So the Gestalt project is this failed project that's been lasting like thousands and thousands of years. And Devil and Popple are like, no, like, just give us a little longer. It's fine, even though it's been like 3,000 years or some shit. Yeah, that's what else? Is there anything else?
And
about...
mainly, they Devil and Papa believe that if they combine Nier Replicant with Nier Gestalt, it'll fix things. Things will be more stable. That isn't true, but that's what they're trying to do.
6.
6, I'm gonna ban you. Just kidding. Yeah, they did a really bad job with the Gestalt project. Probably not the best idea to save humanity, but it's okay. Here's some Gestalt stuff. Here's pictures of Weiss and Noir. Let's see. Okay, so in the beginning of Nier, there's this snow that falls down, right? It's not snow. It's Maso. So this ash falling from the air is magic, essentially, from the dragon that came crashing down. And that's what powers all the magic in Nier. That's all I really had to say about that. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you ban 6 from the chat? No. Okay. So, this is a weird one. I'm gonna post this because I just found this today, and I don't really know that much about it. Sorry, one sec. Let me find the... So this is basically, like, a timeline of Nier. Where is it? I posted it in our chat. I should just go there.
I love that image because it's just very much one of those, like, Discovery Channel ghost shows where a bunch of 30-something dudes lock themselves up in a house at night and be like, ghosts.
Yeah, right. So I'm not gonna go in super much detail about this because it's really like, if you open that article, it's fucking hefty. Basically, this is just like a timeline of stuff that's gone on, and the gist of it is, all you need to know is when the dragon fell, there were like bad guys that fell with the thing, right? Let's see. Yeah, so So the Legion came from the falling of the dragon, and they're like shades, kind of, it seems like, but they call them the Legion, and they're led by this guy called Red Eye, who fans think is just Kime. So Red Eye is just in the world running around like doing dumb shit. This is a whole war that happened before Nier even started. Yeah, so this is just like what happened between the dragon falling and the start of Replicant, if anyone is interested in that. But I'm not going to go into too much detail because it's like a lot of shit. And I just found that today. You learn something new every day. Wait, where did Ryan's little thing go?
I think the image is accidentally covering up
Yeah,
the,
sorry. Trying to fix
yeah.
There we go. But yeah, I gotta move Ryan's thing in front. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, so you can read more about that in that article because it's just so much that I didn't even know about until today. Alright, and then we have Moonlad. We got Emil. Emil is interesting. So, anyone want to talk about Emil?
So Emil's whole thing is that he was basically at a young age, like tested it to be a weapon of sorts within this research facility. And during that process, basically, well, he basically has this ability to turn people to stone if he looks at them. And meanwhile, his sister is like, I don't know the best way to describe the sister other than being invincible, and at some point turns feral and basically takes on that head that you're seeing, that like moon head sort of situation.
Yeah.
And yeah, by the time you as Nier run into Emil, like he's basically dressed like a 17th century prince or something, and yeah, you basically end up becoming friends with him, and over time you basically discover the research facility under his house, and by running into his sister, he basically ends up getting consumed by her, and when you defeat the sister, he emerges with her face, more or less.
Yeah. Yep. Emil is interesting because basically Emil is the most powerful character in the Nier universe, I think.
Yeah.
By a long shot, I think. He's basically a god at this point. He's lived so long, you know. It's interesting when you meet him in Automata, and if you've never played the first Nier, it's just like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, Emil's interesting to me, because it is kind of implied that he has been kind of like watching over some stuff, like since there's not really that much going on, just him and the androids. I don't know, there's like a lot of speculation on Emil's deal, and they haven't really said that much like in Automata, so I feel like they're gonna bring him back more, honestly.
Yeah, well, also it's implied within Automata, or maybe just flat out said, that he's been alive for so long that he's forgotten a lot of what happened within Nier itself and the intervening years.
Yeah. But yeah, he's super strong. Emil's cool. Love Emil.
So the Emil in Automata is not the Nier Emil, because in the intervening years, Emil cloned himself to fight the aliens
yes.
that landed before Automata. So there's a bunch of Emils out in the world, and this like secret fight is with all the like Emils, and then when you play as A2, A2 has Kaine's memories.
Yeah.
And I forget what exactly happened, but like, I don't know if it's like the original Emil or like the copy of Emil, but he eventually he talks about like the need to like continue living, and he like calls out to Kaine and stuff like that. So
I cry.
yeah,
I cry about Emil. Emil's a good boy. Yeah. Emil was like sneaky for me, because like when I first played Automata, I was like, I don't fucking care about this shit. And then like when I played Replicant, I was like, I love Emil. He is my precious baby. So it's just interesting how my perception of him has changed over time. All right, the girls, Devil and Popola. So, do they even say like in Replicant that they're androids?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
no,
They don't?
oh.
no.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Because, so here's the thing with Replicant is that they say that they don't have souls, but that's literally all the replicants.
Oh, okay. So maybe that was like
So-
kind of a retcon thing.
That's how I read it.
Yeah. So in this, they're androids. But yeah, they're interesting. It's also interesting that they don't really talk about in either game that there's multiple Devilos and Popolas. So this Devilo and Popola is not the same Devilo and Popola that Nier killed. These are
They
different.
talk about it in they talk about that in Automata.
Yes, correct. It's interesting that they got reprogrammed to feel guilty about the Gestalt project later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says something about the way that we treat, I don't know, people who we hired to complete these tasks or whatever. That it's like, okay, now it's inconvenient for us that these robots that we've built have done terrible things that we told them to do, so now we're just gonna lay all the blame on
Right.
them.
Yeah. Also, like, so Devil and Popula, like, each of the pairs, like, would look over an area of the world, and so they would, so this pair would like go to different areas of the world and be like, people would be like, those two are the ones that fucking doomed us all, even though it was a different one of them.
Oh, yeah, that's
yeah.
that's super interesting. I think, yeah, I'll talk about that more at the end, like just like the repeating of characters in Nier. That's interesting to me. Okay, new content in Replicant. This shit pissed me off, I'm not gonna lie. It's fine.
I don't know why. Why?
I don't know, I just don't. I don't know.
It's not new. It was in the stage play. It's not new.
The 2B one is. The 2B one is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, no, it is,
No,
because,
it's not.
no, it is. No, it is, Ryan. I'm right here, because in the stage play, it's only the boy administrator. So they retcon.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. I swear to God, it's just the boy. Anyway, we don't have to fight about this. But in the new Nier, in the remake, there are these administrators that show up when Kaine is like fighting through the tree later on, and this is new for this game. That basically it's canon now that like the administrators of humanity are kind of modeled after 2B and 9S. So
Yeah. And this doesn't make sense unless you've watched the stage play
yeah,
in which these administrators are kind of like personalities in which 2B and 9S are based on. So there's number 2 and there's like number 9.
Yeah.
And there's other ones that have different numbers. And they're voiced by the same actors.
Yeah.
Like Kira voices number 2, Kyle voices number 9. And so this is where this comes from, is those administrators, personalities are sort of studying the replicants and studying Kaine specifically, and that's how we get
yeah,
that's how we get a trailer that says the cast of Nier Automata are back.
true.
Nier Replicant is they shoehorn stage play
Yeah,
stuff.
for real. I don't hate that. It's like a little corny for me. That's all. But like, I am so deep in the game, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. To be fair, I mean, I mentioned this in the pod, but like, I had watched the stage play at this point, and I was like, "Yep, this makes sense."
Yeah,
I wasn't even phased.
yeah. The stage play that the voice actors did was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
That was a good performance. But yeah, this is just basically like, I don't blame them for doing this because it makes a way more direct connection between Nier and Nier Automata, and it like allows them to kind of like expand this into like a series. So I don't like hate it. The one thing I was excited about with this new content was the fact that I was right about the Forest of Myth being the like server. I thought that was cool. Like, basically, like, the Forest of Myth tree.
And the fact that
tree is like the tower or whatever in Nier Automata, which is cool. But yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't really change like lore stuff
No,
per se.
not
but,
really.
Because this is Ending E was based on a short story anyway.
Yeah.
That already existed. It is just like a better version of that.
Yeah.
So.
It makes it way more explicit and way more clear, rather than me being like, is this real? Like, like, it's just I think for people who aren't like tinfoil hatting about the lore, it makes it a little bit more accessible.
Also, the short story is like badly written.
Yeah.
IMO.
It's not good.
It's not a good short story.
No. All right, so that's all of Nier. We're moving on to the big boys, Drakengard 3. This is
This is where I like sit back and listen to people school me on shit.
There's so much weird shit to talk about with this one.
yeah.
Like,
So this happens before Drakengard 1, I think.
yeah,
it's a prequel.
Yeah, so this is a prequel. So this is like way before like the Empire is fighting. God, where do I start? I have Zero here first. I don't really know. Like, she's an intoner.
If you want, here's what I'll say: if you want to peek into an alternate universe where Square Enix put all their money in Yoko Taro games, watch the opening cutscene of Drakengard 3.
It's really beautiful.
It's sick.
It is actually sick. But yeah, Zero's interesting. I don't like her origins are unclear to me. I wouldn't look into her origin story because it's really fucked up. Big trigger warning there. But basically, Zero is our protagonist. She's an intoner. We'll talk about intoners in just a sec. She has a pact with a dragon, just like our boy Kaim. Jen, you know more about Drakengard 3 than me, so.
yeah, it's been a bit of time since I played it, so might not be too up on the details. But yeah, basically, because all of the other intoners like took power and sort of became evil in their own way, Zero takes it upon herself to go on a blood-soaked quest to slay all of her intoner sisters to basically right this wrong situation. And yeah, because of that, she is more or less coded like a villain for a lot of that game. And also, like, the flower on her eye is this really messed up situation where if she falls in battle, she'll basically go through this incredibly painful process of re-emerging from that flower eye. It happens a few times in the story, and each time it happens, it's pretty horrifying.
Yeah, it's gross. Yeah, she's probably the best character in Drakengard 3, which isn't saying a lot. I mean, like, there's some good characters, but everyone's a piece of shit in this game. Like,
Can I add?
yeah.
Can I add something here? Which
Yeah.
is every time she pops out of her flower, it is extra gross because the game runs at like 15 frames a second.
So she's like, yeah, she's fine. But yeah, the Drakengard 3 is the Madoka Magica Yoko Taro thing. So they all kind of got this like magical girl vibe. Here's Kaim and Zero for some Dragoon stuff. Here's 0 and 1.
I do love that text being like since 2003,
Yeah.
as if it's a prestigious brand.
Yeah, like, who the fuck remembers Drakengard? Like, I don't know. Especially during this, like, huh? Yeah. So that's Zero. And I think the more interesting thing is her sisters. So basically, like, every time that Zero tries to kill herself, another sister appears because she can't die. So Zero doesn't want to exist anymore because she knows that the flower in her eye is bad news, right? So she tries to end things, but the flower refuses and it wants to end the world. Like, that's the flower's want. So it's making all these sisters so it has like a backup plan in case like Zero can't actually like destroy the world or whatever. I think that's what's going on.
Yeah.
And they're all named after numbers, so there's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yeah. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, and each of these intoner sisters has like a retainer of sorts, and
Oh God.
yeah, there where a lot of the actual in-game uncomfortable shit occurs, just because like they are basically various types of sicko mode, like
Yeah, they're just like
the-
disgusting.
yeah. You have characters who are basically like, one of them is the sadist, another one is I don't know the best way to put it. Another one is just like an old man who's horny all the
Yeah.
time. And there's another one that's
Sorry, go on, go on.
I was gonna say the least problematic one is probably the himbo one, who's
Yeah.
basically, whose whole thing is just confidently saying things that are completely false.
Yeah. 6 says they're not sicko mode, they're just sicko. Yeah, pretty much.
Is the least problematic one the first one? Is that
No,
okay?
the last one is the least problematic one, just because
Okay.
he's a pretty boy who says silly things.
Yeah, they're all really bad.
I only remember the cutscene where they kill 5 and then they kill 5 like 10 more times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good scene.
So yeah, this is from the right. That's 5, 4, 1, 2, 3. I think. Yeah. Wait, is 3 the purple-haired one? I don't remember.
No, I think. Well, 2 is the blue-haired one.
Okay, so I got them mixed up. Okay, so 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, but those are the girls. You can see so much the Madoka Magica theme here when they're all lined up, I think. They're like very magical girl-esque. Okay, let's talk about the flower. So, the flower might be one of the most important things in Drakengard, or sorry, in Nier period. I don't know if they have confirmed that the flower is a lunar tear. I'm assuming it is. But basically,
Well, you see, when you farm it in Nier, it's called a white moon flower or some shit.
Yes. God, fuck that. So the flower is kind of like, how do I fucking explain this? The flower.
It's like the ring. It's like the ring in Twin Peaks.
Yeah, kind of. It's like no one knows where this thing came from, but it wants to destroy the world, right? So it's kind of the similar thing as the first Drakengard of like, oh, the gods want things to move forward so we can end humanity. So Zero is like trying to get rid of the flower so she can save humanity, basically. I believe that's kind of the gist of it. Yeah, so this flower controls like everything, and it's super powerful. Yeah, what else about the flower? It seems to possess other people too. Like there's one ending where they can't get rid of the flower and it possesses Mikhail instead.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Also, like, I was just gonna say, like, the disciples that the various intoners have are actually a defense mechanism against the flower, and
Yeah. So, oh yeah, here's a picture of what Zero looks like when she like regenerates or whatever through the flower. So like she'll like a new body will come out through the flower. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot Zero doesn't have an arm either. Yeah, I don't know. The flower's interesting. It's like a theming thing too. Like Yoko Taro hasn't come out and said like what the flower is, but there's definitely like a flower theme throughout a lot of things, so it's just like something to look out for, I guess. I don't know. All right, here's the boys. Here's the disciples. All pieces of shit. All of them. Except for this, what's his name? I forget his name. Who's the himbo? What's his name?
that's Scent, I believe.
Scent. Yeah, Scent is fine. The others fucking suck. Yeah. Organization 13, yeah, kind of. I don't know what to say about them, really. They just suck. I hate them so much.
Yeah, the things to know about them are basically like they were created both as the defense for the flower, and also the more troublesome part is that they were made to basically control the sex drive of the disciples. So
Right. Oh my god, we didn't even talk about that. So, like, intoners are super fucking horny all the time. That's how they get their power, is boning. So, these guys have to, you know, keep the intoners in check by, like, having sex with them all the time. Makes sense. It's good, you know? No, we're okay.
Yoko Taro, I swear to fucking god, dude.
You know, just normal stuff. It's the most, like, it's just a very jaded game, I guess. So
yeah, it's a game that often skates by its audacity. Just seeing something happen, it's like, I can't believe this is in here. I'm gonna keep going with it and see where it goes. But yeah, Scent is mostly okay just because, as I said, he's the one without the jacket in that picture, and he's just without the shirt, and he's just a himbo. But
yeah, he's fine. But the disciples,
You know...
sorry, go on.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go.
The more I'm hearing about Drakengard 3, the more I am less and less surprised that this is the game that put that studio under.
Yeah. I've read a little bit about the development process of it, and it's kind of sad, actually. Like, it's not really, like, anyone's fault, I guess. It's just, like, really bad management. So, and I wonder, like, chicken or the egg scenario. Like, did Yoko Taro's really jaded script come first, or did it come after he knew that this game was just going to be a fucking disaster? I don't know. Like, that's kind of what I wonder.
yeah, it's also worth mentioning that this came out. Well, this is the same studio who did Deadly Premonition, so they already had they already had a few rough games
Was
behind
it?
them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's funny as
That-
shit.
I don't feel like that's true.
No, it is. The developers, Axis
Probably.
Games.
No, it's not. It's Cavia.
Oh.
Drakengard 3, they're listed as the developers for that, though. Huh.
Could
They
be.
might have done...
Could be the
I don't know.
publisher or something. Who knows?
I thought
Yeah.
Capia went under for the first Nier game.
No, they developed Drakengard 3? Wait. Hold up. Now I'm confusing myself.
Yeah.
They did Drakengard 2. Drakengard 3 developer. Holy fuck. You're right. What the fuck? Alright. That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. Ignore
That's so funny. I didn't.
everything I've said.
I didn't know that that's the same
I did
developer.
I did not know it was a separate developer. I had just assumed that after 3, they just went under. I guess that's not true. Damn.
Yeah.
The fuck? Damn.
Last thing I want to say about the Disciples is when they get released, they just turn into birds, which I thought was funny. Just like, bye.
Yeah, it's just an extra thing on top of all the other Disciples' weirdness that's like, oh, okay, I guess this is happening now.
You're just fucking a bird. Okay. Anyway, let's move on to
That
Accord.
explains. Oh, I'm mind blown over here. No wonder the game runs like
Yeah,
crap.
it's so
Oh my
bad.
God. That is insane.
All right. Well, actually, let's go to my favorite Drakengard character, who's Accord, because she's the best. So Accord is interesting. She's I would say the first canon, actually, android. She's fucking cool, and her job is basically to help Zero get, like, the reality that she wants. So she's, like, going through all the different possibilities of, like, timelines and, like, all this shit so she can, like, get one where humanity, like, is saved. And she's not supposed to interfere, but the very last ending, she runs in and sacrifices herself so Zero can, I forget what, so Zero can kill one. And it's really cool. I don't know. Accord is really cool. She is so mysterious up until like the end of the game. She rocks. I don't know. I just really think she's cool. You got anything to say
Yeah.
about Accord, Jen?
Yeah, the interesting thing about her is that she's basically, the name Accord also refers to the Accord organization that was responsible for a lot of what happened with Nier. Like, they performed a lot of the tests and all that, and Accord happens to be like a series of androids that go around and, like you said, look for a sustainable timeline. But yeah, they just give her so much personality that's like, oh, cool. I hope that she shows up again, which kind of says grim things about how companies could potentially in the future just make a very likable surveillance robot.
Right. It's really cute too. At the end of at the end of that ending, she's like, "Thank you so much for playing Drakengard. I'll see you again soon." It's really like weirdly sweet. I don't know. Like she's like the only like genuine thing in this game to me. It feels like, except when she like grabs Zero's boobs, but we don't have to talk about that.
Damn it.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, she's interesting because basically she travels through time. So like in the new Nier, they added a little snippet like, "Oh, Accord came to the village and had like a bunch of weird stuff. That's so cool." And you're like, "Accord is there? What's she doing? Oh, that's so cool." I don't know. I just think Accord is neat, and they mention her in Nier Automata very briefly too, which is neat. So she's around. I think she's gonna come back. But that's all.
Yeah, I hope so.
I think she'll come back. All right, we're moving on to Nier Automata, our final game here. Should we take a small, like, 5-minute break?
Yes, please,
Yeah,
God.
let's do that. Let's take a break. All right, we'll be right back.
I'll just refill my water.
Yeah, we'll take like a 5-6 minute break. All right. We are in the home stretch here with Nier Automata. And I feel like people know about Nier Automata, so I don't think it'll be as dense. But we got aliens.
I forgot the aliens looked like that.
It looks
It's
so
so fucking funny.
fucked up.
It's so funny.
They're just aliens. There's not really a lot to say. I don't know. Like, the aliens came and they were a threat, and like then they just died.
And they made the machines.
Yeah, they made the
Yeah.
machines. That's an important thing.
And then the machines were like, nah, actually, who do you think you are? I am.
Yeah. So they didn't last very long, or did they? I don't know. There's not that much information about the aliens. But they did exist. They're sort of important, but they're mostly just like a red herring in Automata. Wait, why did I put Kaim in here?
Is Kaim an alien?
I guess. Where are my notes? Why did I put Kaim in here? They must have had some... Oh, I think I just put him in here as an example of a human, because there are no humans.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, there's no humans left in Nier Automata. They're not coming back. Kaim is the only one. And then we got the androids. So we got Yorha. Everyone knows Yorha, right? So Yorha was created by those administrators we saw from the... Right? That's the lore, I believe. That's, like, newer, so I don't know it as well. But everyone knows that Yorha was, like... Everyone knows. It's said in Automata that Yorha was basically made to, like, keep up morale in the android community.
Give the androids, like, a reason to live after Gestalt sort of shit the bed.
Yeah. So... It's an interesting thing, right? Of, like... I feel like what he was trying to say with that is like, oh, we're all like working towards this goal that's pointless kind of thing. That's just like an arbitrary thing, and like talking about like God and your purpose in life and what do you do if you're not a robot? Like, what's a human? Like, there's all sorts of stuff going on there. Here's the commander, the android. I wanted to mention, so the androids have a black box, which is like their core being or whatever. And it's implied in the lore that like it's memories from the Gestalt project that's put in these androids. So a lot of them we can assume like could be like characters from Nier or Drakengard that their memories have been implanted. Like Jen said earlier, A2 has Kaine's memories. So that's just like an interesting thing to look out for. I think there's more like parallels between characters like coming back, but I definitely with like Kaine and A2. That's an interesting thing with the androids. Yeah. Machines, they're just little dudes created by the aliens. Interestingly, the black boxes are made from the machine core. Have they ever said what the machine core is made out of? I don't think so. Machine. Because the machine core, this is kind of me going tinfoil hat, but it looks exactly like the fucking thing that Kaim pulls out from...
It does.
From inside of himself to make the pact with Angelus or whatever. So I'm like, is that the same thing? It looks exactly the fucking same. So that's just like a weird connection that I've made.
Yeah, I feel like
There's something
I don't know what it's made
something's
out of.
there, but I don't know what it is.
I feel like it's just like a reference.
Yeah.
Because
probably.
even like because I mean you had the screenshot of the Cheers thing from earlier, so that's definitely like a
Yeah.
callback.
Yeah. But the machines are cute. You know, there's like this theme that is in Gestalt, or that's in Replicant and in Automata of like, oh, like what makes you actually like human? You know, it's like the Gestalts and Replicants aren't human, but they act human. And these machines and androids aren't human, but they act human. Like, what is humanity? There's a lot of that going on here. Yeah, but like that's pretty much explainable. The tower is more interesting to me because they don't talk about it as much in the game. So the tower is like the main server of the Gestalt project, it seems like. And yeah, I don't know. It's very fascinating to me because in the new Replicant, they have made a reference that it was probably the Forest of Myth, but now it's like expanded into this big tower. Yeah, I just think it's cool.
Yeah, because when you go into the tree in that game, like, you end up going through some of the same final game environments as Automata had.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they definitely do a lot to, like, make similar visual callbacks between Nier Automata and Nier within there.
Yeah, I think, like, it's almost impossible to, like, know all this shit, like, before, like, know all this lore shit before you're writing it, right? So I don't blame them for, like, kind of retconning stuff. It's kind of inevitable. But I think they have done some of the retconning in a way that makes sense for the most part. So, yeah, I don't know. I just think the tower is interesting because I, like, had an idea of, like, oh, it's the Forest of Myth, and then they kind of, like, confirmed that in Replicant, so I was like, hell yeah. Oh, yeah, and then I thought it was interesting that, oh, I didn't take a picture of it. The tower door kind of looks the same as the Forest of Myth door. Not exactly, but similar vibe. Here's Devil and Popula dying. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about, like, their role, basically, is so different in Automata. Like, they're, like, different characters. They're so sad. Like, they feel bad. I don't know. I don't really know what I wanted to say about Devil and Popula here that we didn't already talk about, but... There they go. Oh yeah, see, here's the... Devila, we have to atone for our sins no matter what, so now they're, like, very different than in Replicant, where they thought they were completely right. So, that's just interesting. Alright, last thing in Automata is this little robot. So, basically, this is the red girl. She kind of shows up at the end of Automata. She also shows up in fucking Soul Calibur, which I didn't know. She's just in a lot of... She's, like, in the Final Fantasy XIV raid, like...
Yeah.
There's not really much about her other than she's, like, a bad robot.
Well, no. Well, she controls society. Is the thing.
Society. Yeah, she's like the ego of the network or whatever,
Because
right?
the reason why, like, stuff like Pascal's Village exists is because she, like, willingly, like, wanted to steal with machines disconnected from the network.
Okay.
So she's the reason why everything happens in Automata, basically.
Yeah, and she's very much reminiscent of Mana from Drakengard. They have the similar, like, Cult of the Watchers, like, red vibe. So I think that's what it says on a lot of the wikis, is, like, she's probably based off of Mana from Drakengard. So there's probably, like, a through line there, but they haven't really, like, shown their hand to what's going on with the red girl. Her feet are fucking tiny. I just noticed that. This is a weird proportion. It might just be the shoe.
Yeah, the shoes are like a weird... Like, usually shoes like that are much higher on the leg, but, like, they made miniature versions for this character.
Yeah. Bart says, in 14, they subtly link the red girl to the Watchers. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and there's her 3D rendered version.
Oh yeah. Speaking of the Watchers, just to go briefly back to Drakengard 3, one had a twin brother who ends up
I didn't talk about
forming the Watchers.
Yeah, so interesting, weird thing. One like splits, one into a female one and one into a male one, and then they together create the Cult of the Watchers, right? Or is it just male one?
I thought it was just the male one, but it could have been both of them.
Yeah, I don't know it that well, honestly, but super interesting there, like the like, cause that parallel happens with Adam and Eve too, again, right? Like one is like born out of the other one. I don't know. It's a really interesting, weird theme that comes back around.
Yeah. Meanwhile, 6 is like, I fucking love gender.
I fucking love gender. Okay. So then we just have like, so that's like the main stuff, and then we just like have some supplemental stuff, like the stage plays we kind of touched on a little bit. They're fun if you're interested. I think there's like one on YouTube that's translated. They're fun. They did one that was like, I think I have a picture of it. Yeah, there's just only the boy Yorhas. So it's like,
Yorha boys.
yeah, it's just Yorha boys. It's so funny.
I want this game.
Yeah,
by the way.
I honestly do too. It'd be like Final Fantasy 15, but
15.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't the whole thing with like the Yorha boys, like the boys used to be the combat units until basically they proved themselves to be untrustworthy by going sicko mode?
Yeah. It's super funny. So yeah, they're interested. They don't add too much to the lore, not anymore anyway, because they've kind of like retcon stuff in Replicant or whatever. Here's another stage play. This is such a funny picture. The girls, usually in the plays it's like Yorha and then like the resistance camp I've found when I'm just poking around and things. That's what it seems like it's usually. The shot from Attack of the Clones were with a bunch of Yorha boys eating identically, but one of them looks around. Oh my god. Thank you, 6. Yeah, and then there's Sino Alice, which also has some like bits and bobs, but nothing major. I don't like this game. Yeah, let's forget about Sino Alice.
Yeah.
Oops, that's
most of the figures appear as like what if well it's basically a what if fairy tale game, and occasionally Nier characters will appear.
Yeah, it's just, the community is also trash. But, like I spent such a short amount of time in there and everyone's just awful. This is really interesting. I watched the footage from the Nier raid, and I feel like it kind of confirms a lot of the ideas that I had in my head. Like, the red girl, this is the red girl from the raid, and she basically turns into the goddess. Yeah, the false idol, which is an interesting name because she's looking a lot like the goddess here. And then she transforms into this weird mishmash of the red girl, Kaine, and 2B. Like, if you look at her face, it's like, here, there we go. That's a more clear one. Like, it's just a mixture of all of them, which is super interesting and kind of confirms some theories I have about, like, reincarnation and stuff like that within the series. But I watched the whole raid, and they don't really, like, give any context. It's just like, very interesting from, like, a visual / like, I don't know. What am I trying to say? I don't know. It's just interesting to me. But did you guys watch this at all?
I have not.
I watched like the final fight here. Yeah. There was some stuff with like an evil 2B called 2P that was going around.
2P. 6 says I like Puppy Bunky better myself. Puppy Bunky. And then there's the light novels. Unless you're like a hardcore fan, I wouldn't really recommend them because there's some really fucked up shit with Kaine in some of them. I don't think they actually translated the first Nier one. So those are only fan translations, but there's the Automata one that has some extra, like, side stories and stuff, but I don't really like them that much. Yeah. And then we have the manga, which I'm not even gonna fucking talk about, and I'm not gonna say read it, because it's really bad, and you should not read it, because there's a lot of fucked up shit in it, and it's like a really bad version of Berserk, so please do not read this book. That's not even me trying to get you to, like, read it. This is, like, do not. It is bad. It is a bad manga. And it adds nothing.
There is a text, somebody did a, like, very academic text version of what we try to do on stream today, which is summarize everything. But it has, like, it is written by a normal person who has content warnings, and the entire summary of the manga is in a big spoiler tag.
Yeah.
And I read it, and it's bad news.
It's really bad. It's
It
just
was
like
canceled after. It was canceled after one chapter.
it's
It should tell you a whole
so
lot.
it's just so edgy for the sake of being edgy, and it's just so bad. I hate it. Six says because if you both pick the same skin, they need to look different. Oh, for the raid, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and then so just to like wrap it up, I wanted to just talk about some of my
Wait, before you do,
go for it.
Do you all know about the? Well, I guess if you've seen the stage play, you know about the like secret bad ending of Automata that he wrote.
I don't remember that.
So the stage play had two endings.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is like the quote unquote bad ending, and one of them is just a like normal good ending. It ended up being changed at the last minute. But the original ending of the stage play would be 2B and just 2B waking up after ending E. But then 9S like fails to wake up, and the whole thing is she's trying to like revive 9S, who's like trying to revive 9S without him losing his memories. And it's her like trying and failing to do that. And then the ending of that is like she like fails to like wake him up and just like stands in place forever.
Oh my god.
is what happens.
She just T-poses forever.
But then, yeah, basically she's like standing over 9S's body just like still because to her there's no reason to continue living without 9S. That got changed to like, hey, it's an happy ending. Well, thank you for coming to the concert. Goodbye.
Thank you so much. Honestly.
Anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like,
Imagine ending a concert like that.
Interesting. Yeah.
Just say fuck it. Just make everyone sad. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's funny. I think they acted that out on the
stream.
Yeah, on the stream. They did both of them, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I should link that video of them reading it because it's cool. YouTube.
Yeah.
Wait, why am I typing YouTube? Your stage play? Date. Oh, sorry. I keep calling it the stage play. It's technically the concert. They're two different things.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so that video is cool. Yeah, so I just wanted to, like, talk about, like, globally, like, I guess, theories / theming I have noticed, and, like, where Nier is going, basically. So, first of all, the new game being called Reincarnation feeds right into my theories about reincarnation, so I'm totally good with that. Also, this girl looks like Kaine and looks like 2B and, like, has a little floaty guy next to her, like, I don't know, it's just, it's so, it just hits all the points. It's like, these things keep happening over and over and over, and, like, these girls with white hair and a floaty little thing next to them just keep coming back. Hopefully this game will be good. I'm holding my breath because I didn't really like See No Alice that much, but yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I will watch the cutscenes.
Yeah. What were you gonna say,
Yeah.
Jen?
I was gonna say, from the looks of things, this one looks more like a regular RPG as opposed to See No Alice.
Yeah.
Like it has platforming and turn-based combat and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm hoping it'll be more something I enjoy. Cat, come on, open your eyes. That floaty thing is a ghost, true. Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see how that turns out. Madoka Magica. Why did I put Madoka Magica back in here? I just feel like Madoka Magica, like, really is a huge theme. And it's unfortunate that you guys haven't seen the whole show because, like, once you do, it'll make sense. But, like, it's just, I guess one thing I can say without spoiling it, it's just a lot of, like, cyclical, like, things keep happening over and over and over. And that's, like, a theme that happens a lot in Nier and Drakengard too, which I just thought was interesting. That's all I really wanted to say about that. And then my final tinfoil hat thing was about the goddess, which I think this is my own theory from looking at lore and shit, that Zero, Kaine, A2, and new little ghost girl are all like the same being, kind of, and they're all being reincarnated over and over and over from this goddess. And that's kind of like been a little bit confirmed by that Nier raid thing a little bit. It's just interesting because like they specifically told like the character designers to put like a flower in Zero, like on Zero, so she looked more like Kaine. And there have been like direct things of like, you know, A2 has Kaine's memories. That was confirmed. Like, I don't know. It's interesting. So that's all I wanted to say. Anyone else have final Nier thoughts?
I feel like my Nier brain has been extracted onto the internet.
It's true. Oh yeah, this was more of my goddess through, like, they all look so similar, and there is like theming within the game that would imply that. So Yoko Taro, Jen Urabochi, and Hideki Anno triple collab. Yeah, that would be fucking awesome. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. It's pretty exhaustive, I think. Like, there is more, unfortunately.
Yeah. There's a lot we could get into.
Yeah.
And with various levels of content warnings.
Yeah.
Yo, the Nier costume for A2 is sick as fuck.
It is sick as fuck. I really, really like that one. I wanted to go back to the black box thing, if I can find it. Yeah, so this is my other tinfoil hat thing. Is these are like it's probably just a callback, but like these two images, I think, are very interesting because it's almost like 9S and 2B are in a pact together, right? And it kind of reminds me of like that thing in Japanese culture, like the red string. Like, these people are connected forever and they can't ever get out of this thing, and it keeps happening over and over because they made a pact. Yeah.
And then we know that the machine cores look like those orbs.
Yeah, they look super similar. So, I don't know. That was just like an interesting connection I made. Leandroid, I'm about to do the 14 raid, so this is helpful for context. Yay! That'll actually probably make it a little more interesting. But yeah, that's like me and Ryan and Jen nerding out about Nier for like 2 hours. Does the chat have any questions or anything? Ryan and Jen have any final Nier comments?
First Nier's still the best.
I kind of agree with you.
Yeah, it's a series that has a lot of gross stuff in it, but also like it has so much heart to it that it often like makes up for that in my
Yeah.
opinion anyway.
Yeah, I agree with it with you on that. It just has such earnest moments. Bart says, when does Square Enix pressure Yoko Taro to just give us real answers? He's probably not gonna. He's so cagey about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, also the games aren't really about this stuff anyway.
Yeah. I had my friend gave me one question. Where was it? I can't find it.
Like on one hand, when I'm playing Nier games, I don't care about the lore, but it's also just fun to dig in. I think Dia on the Waypoint podcast said it perfectly when she said that, like, I have two hands. One that cares about the actual text of the game, and one that just wants to dig around the bullshit.
Yeah,
so.
for sure.
Mhm.
Here's a question from my friend Zio Crimer the other day. Do you feel like Nier's lore is enhanced or weighed down by its association with Drakengard?
Neither.
Yeah, kind of same. I honestly,
Like,
I lean more.
It is so.
Go ahead, sorry.
It is so it is so neutral just because it hinges on like one small part of Drakengard
Yeah.
that it doesn't really register as like, I don't know, there are references, but you can just play the game without knowing it.
Yeah.
And I think it's fine. I don't know.
I think it depends on how much you want to look into it. If you're someone who really cares about, like, if your content is, like, problematic or not, like, Drakengard's definitely gonna weigh that shit down.
Yeah.
Sophia
Yeah,
says,
but, like-
sorry, the orbs remind me of Shiro Kodama, the mythical orb that's supposed to contain your soul. Oh. Oh, of course Shiro Kodama is supposed to be located in the anus. Oh, shit.
Well, that's why they barf it up.
Oh no.
That's funny. Oh, one more question from Zio. Did the new version of Replicant make you reevaluate the relationship you had with the lore or reinforce it?
I think it just added to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't really change the broader scope of it. We get like character stuff that's new, but it doesn't change the like scope of the arc of the universe. Always bends towards humanity dying, and
Yeah.
the new ending doesn't really change that.
Yeah.
So.
That's true.
Yeah. So, I feel like the main addition ending E gives us is like a reevaluation of where the characters' relationships were by the end of Nier, and comments on it in intelligent ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also gave us confirmation that Emil kind of just like chilled with Nier and Kaine
Yeah.
for as long as they were alive, and that is like the best thing I could ask
Yeah,
for.
I agree. Like, I just want... Honestly, I don't care about 2B and 9S as much. Sorry, 2B and 9S. But if Emil and Nier and Kaine are happy, that's all I care about.
Pretty much.
All right. I think that's about
yeah.
it. Unless... Does anyone have any final thoughts?
Emil's the best.
Emil is the best. I agree.
Yeah, Emil's the best, and y'all should play Nier if you're willing to deal with occasionally kind of awkward gameplay,
Yeah.
because the story's really interesting.
It is very interesting. Six says I care a lot about 9S. Yeah, right. Get out of here.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. That's
I
okay.
don't know. Don't play Drakengard.
Yeah, probably don't play Drakengard. Yeah.
Read about it and watch.
Yeah. Yeah. Just watch it on YouTube if you want.
Just know it's a can of worms.
Yeah. If you want to
It's a big
get
can of
into
worms.
the lore, just DM me. I'll talk about it all day. Six says I'm deeply invested in burying that son of a bitch. Hey. All right. I think that's about all that we can talk about Nier for right now. So, thank you, Ryan and Jen, for joining me on this ridiculous journey.
Yeah.
We're probably, I mean, I know me and Ryan want to do another lore stream for Twin Peaks in the future, but if other people have suggestions for lore stuff that is semi-accessible, probably not like Kingdom Hearts or some shit, yeah, just let us know. So, have a good night, everyone. Oh, wait, hold on. Don't leave yet. No one leave yet. I have to raid someone. No one leave.
Okay.
Oh, let's raid. This person came into my chat last night and was playing Mario Kart with me. Let's raid her. She was nice. All right, let us raid. Jocelyn. Yeah, Jocelyn just came into my chat last night, and we were playing Mario Kart for a long time, and she was very nice, and she just, like, destroyed us all, so. All right, y'all. I hope you have a good night. Thanks for stopping by the stream, and we are off. Bye.
See ya.
Oh, wait, shit. I gotta raid first. Wait. Okay.